Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take all your money, whatever else spring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Took everything that I had, yeah. Walked away, but you left one thing behind. You're wondering just what that is. Yes, you are. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the wall comes tumbling down, I'll be there. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. We're gonna make a little love down by the water. Maybe out the sun, maybe out the door when the music man calls. That's when I gotta play. So I burn for the things I never had. Burning with hate, with love. Spin around, round. 'Cause as a boy I had a dream. Carry it with me today. Yes, I do. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the walls come tumbling down, I'll be there. When Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of the new. Oh, na 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 na. Seems to me that I have lost my old friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back for the lands of the blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, what might be true, that I might never be back again. Seems to me that I've lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late. Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. You but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone I need to taste your life again. I need a rendezvous. New revelation just feel my soul. Beginning and ends with you. Distracting my attention, you're all that's on my mind. You. Not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do, yeah. You know that nothing feels real than someone else, yeah. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do, yeah. She knows that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. Yeah, don't it seem funny that I'm in love with you, yeah. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. Yeah, 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 you. Oh, you. Yeah, you. All right. Hey, yeah, yeah. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control. Using a powerful hand. I wanna be you. I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me. Don't try to sell me. Don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge. Back me in a corner. Making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge. Our little color is black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Yeah. All right. ring a bell. Rackets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn a new way. I wanna see, I wanna be, taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shadows. Push me to the edge, hiding in a color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late, late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shadows. Push me to the edge, hiding in a color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're gone black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shadows. Push me to the edge, hiding in a color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue.
And Pete leaves.
No.
That's why he left. That's why he left.
I don't feel bad now because Florida lost in 4. So I don't feel bad.
Yep. It's definitely getting interesting. We got the Rangers tied it up. They just won't go down quietly. And but anyway, the lightning.
God, can you imagine? Florida only scores 3 goals in the whole 4 games that they played. That's unbelievable.
You know what the funny thing is? We probably has the only astrophotography show on the entire YouTube that starts off the show talking about hockey. That's the first. Makes no sense. None. But how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. Another Wednesday night. First things first, I got to apologize to our viewership. Number one, Kurt Lanes was unable to join us tonight. He does promise that he will reschedule. He had to reschedule. So look out on the website for upcoming dates. And before we get started with the sponsors, Pete, I know you just came back from AIC. You know, and I know that you've been working on some people to come on for future guests. Maybe you would like to do a shout out real quick, say to let the people know what to look forward to.
Absolutely. I reached out to Russell Corman. So Russell's going to come on and actually talk about his third-party plugins and literally talk about his workflow. So he said he's excited to come on the show. I also remember about 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about that cleaner solution called, is it Photonics?
Photonics, yeah.
Photonics. I think it was. So I was talking to David Green, and he definitely wants to come on the show and literally talk about that as well. And then I've also had a chance to talk to Jeff Dickerman, and I finally got Jeff Dickerman to be committed. And I'm going to send you his email link to reach out to him, but he'll definitely come on the show as well. So I've got those three for sure, and then I'm working on a couple of other ones, Dan. So I'll let you know here by probably beginning or after Memorial Day. We'll reach out to them as well.
Awesome, awesome, and we also, correct me if I'm wrong, we may have the return of Dr. Sass pretty soon.
Absolutely, yes, you're absolutely right. I forgot about Dr. Christian. So absolutely, he definitely wants to come on, and I'm not going to say what he's going to do, but it will be a treat for everybody.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be a show you're not going to want to miss. You know, so it's definitely going to be a show.
It'll be sassy.
It'll be sassy. It'll be sassy. but yeah, so that's going to be freaking awesome. And just so everybody knows, and that we do come through with some of our promises on the show. So these just came. Some of you may know the cover. This is a new cover. This is the 3rd edition of the Deep Sky Imaging Primer. Charles sent these to me for giveaways. And I'm actually going to set the date, but I'm not going to put them out as soon as you might think, because I'm going to send them back to him. He offered to autograph them. So I'm going to send it to him to autograph, and then we'll have they're going to be 3 different giveaways. This isn't going away in a set. It's 3 different raffles for the 3 different books. So just to spread the wealth around. So yep, shiny new books. So these are going to Pennsylvania tomorrow via Camera Concepts, and we're gonna send them out and get them to him so he can send them back to us. So that's gonna be a lot of fun to have that. And that being said, maybe we should just say a shout out to our sponsors and get on with the show. How about that? So let's do that. And we'll quick play this and start from the beginning. There we go. Thank you so much. All right. So without our sponsors, of course, we can't do these types of giveaways. So it's always a good thing to kind of do a shout out, not only to our corporate sponsors, but also our members that are part of the community that help the show go on too. So again, I gotta say I'm sorry to, and I'll turn this off for a second. I gotta say I'm sorry to one member, Corin Nemec. He is a member, but he's not on the slide. He will be on the slide next week. So I just want to say that tonight. I had a rough day at work, so I couldn't get everything done in one shot. So, but thank you everybody to our main sequence level sponsors, Woodland Hills Camera and Telescopes and Night Skies Network. Thank you so much for your giveaways, as well as, and coming up very rapidly, the Prima Luce Lab Eagle giveaway, which if you haven't signed up for it, I think we have close to 70 people signed up for this thing. It is the Prima Luce Lab Eagle 4 Ecclesi, which is a black eagle, matte black with red writing and totally maxed out, 64 gig of RAM, 980 Pro Samsung solid state drive, 2 terabyte, Wi-Fi 6, a whole spiel. So it's pretty awesome. Camera Concepts is giving us some gift certificates as well, $50 a month. We're giving those away, and the Optolong giveaway, tons of filters from Optolong. So come along and sign up for those giveaways. We also, tonight, we're giving away an IP for AP yearly subscription. I'm sorry, not yearly, a 1-year subscription that's free from IP for AP. So if you don't know what that is, go check it out. It's a great tutorial for PixInsight and Photoshop, run by Pete Proul and Warren Keller. with the help of Ron Breacher. All of them are the Masters of Pix Insight, which we give away also classes for them. And unfortunately, yesterday I missed the last class because I got stuck golfing. But you know, but yeah, I know, so sad. I know. Yeah, it's so sad. So I didn't get home until about 8, and I was just too tired. As you could tell, I'm sunburned. So, and then also to our member sponsors, Black Hole members are members that actually donate more, $25 a month or more through our Patreon and our YouTube channel. You get perks and everything when you do this kind of stuff. It's not just like you're giving us money, you get some stuff. So go through the website, go to the Patreon site, check out the perks. Once you sign up at whatever level you're at, you get some stuff in the mail. So that being said, the Red Giant members as well. Those are the next level members. Thank you so much to everybody. Then we got all of the main sequence members. Thank you to everybody there as well. Great job. You guys help us out so much. So all our members help us out so much, and it makes us able to do the stuff that we can do. So thank you so much. And Protostar members as well, Kieran and Greg, thank you so much again as well. And that's old. We'll skip that. and again, check us out on our Discord channel. Discord channel just broke 60 members. It's getting up and up and up and up. So it's nice. Our Twitch membership is going. It's going. And everything is going well. Yeah, it's going. You know, it's more a video gamer thing. I started it because I got a couple of members wanted us on Twitch, so I went on Twitch. And our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So go check us out on everything and sign up for the giveaways. Absolutely do that. Where's my 4 up? There we go. And you know, thank you. Get on those and vote. The voting works. It works. So I had to refresh it a little bit. What's that?
There are some really good shots this week.
There's really good shots every week. Every week we're getting some awesome shots. And it's getting harder. It's getting like the last week of American Idol, where you don't want to kick anybody out because they're all good. You know, so it's getting awesome with these pictures. So keep them coming. It's a really awesome thing to kind of see. And we got what I think we have 5 or 6 for this week. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hey Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, can you show them? Is it possible to post the photos so we can see them?
Yeah, I could put them on the web, and I can share my screen. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, we got like 6 or 7. It's crazy. Yeah, 7.
Is it 7?
Yeah,
so
I'll quite good.
I'll show the picture of the week winners right here. Here you go. So here's the picture of the week winners. And here are the 7 that are available right now. So we got Crescent Nebula, Wide Field area. That's the Crescent Nebula right there. That's from Michael Gibbs.
Oh, nice. Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got the most recent lunar eclipse, which was last weekend. This is, I believe it's Jim. Yeah, Jim F. From Long Island, one of our Long Island people.
Very, very nice.
I saw the thumbnail. I thought it was Mars.
Nope, it's definitely the moon. Yeah. That's the total lunar eclipse at 11:52.
Nice.
Yep. And then you got another M101, Greg Meyer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, Craig, that's a nice one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we got a H alpha, I believe. This is just an H alpha, 2 hours of H alpha rosette by Newman, Norm Hughes. I call him Newman. I don't know why. Just something that stuck.
Newman.
Anytime I say Newman, I'm talking about Norman. I don't know why I did it. It just stuck.
Hello, Jerry.
Dan, Dan, you're not talking about Alfred E. Newman.
No, I'm not. What? Me funny? No, sorry. But Not many people would get that pun, but okay. I need it. There you go. And then you got an M51 by Dave Schaefer.
Mhm.
This is total integration, about 14 hours in a Bortle 7.
Yep.
Very
Of course, it's the
nice.
HARGB, so nice job with that.
Yep.
And then you got what's that? Oh, Chuck, is this?
Oh, is that the
That's oh man, I forgot his name. From
not the
Utah
dumbbell,
Desert.
is it?
Stocks?
Dumbbell?
Yeah, that's that's Craig Stocks.
Craig Stocks.
Yeah, Craig Stocks,
I
the
said
dumbbell.
Chuck.
Yeah,
Craig.
yeah, that's Craig Stocks. He was at the booth with us. As a matter of fact, Craig Mayer was out there too. So, Craig, you might want to just kind of share your thoughts on what the AIC was like.
Yep. And there's the dumbbell nebula. And this is with a CDK, a 12.5 CDK.
In the
and
6200 full frame.
Yep, and it's only 13 5-minute subs.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Really?
I mean,
What
this
happens
is.
when
I
you
mean,
shoot
when
Bortle
you're
2?
at a remote observer, when you have these dark of skies, hey.
Yep. That's all you need to do. And then you got M13 by Josh Kovac. This is a redo of one of his prior images, I believe. This is taken with the Zoomel 130 reflector, which is shocking the crap out of me because it's not a very expensive reflector. It's a Zoomel 130. It's a 5-inch. It's nice, and he's using a DSLR. And let me tell you, this thing looks pretty damn good. So
Yeah.
from a Bortle 7 Sky with an
Is that
EQM35 mount.
Hey, Josh, is that a modified?
Cluster.
Is that a modified DSLR?
I don't think so, but he could
I
answer that.
don't
I'm
think
sure
it
he's in
is,
the
but I'm
chat.
kind of curious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there one more? Nope, that's it. That's the last one.
Nice cluster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really nice cluster. So yeah,
I
I'm
love
curious
the
to know,
the
Josh,
big
if that's
orange scar.
if that's a modified or
bottom.
unmodified Canon.
Right there.
Not modified. Awesome.
Yeah.
See, and that goes to show, sometimes with even your own, with some of your own cameras that you already have, what you can do,
Yeah.
You don't sometimes necessarily need,
And this is
to go with a dedicated Astro sometimes to get a really good images.
no, and this is a project he's been working on with the focuser and some other stuff that he's been putting this stuff together. I mean, I've been following him on the Discord channel, and he's been for the past couple of months. And let me tell you, it's paying dividends. So I got to tell you, that's a nice, it's a nice pick. So, that's the so we have until Friday, 5 p.m. So make sure you go and vote. And yeah, and then Saturday I start vacation. So
nice, good for you. Oh, that's just over 13 hours. Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome.
You put some work in it. It's awesome.
So
yeah.
Vacation. What does that mean? Cleaning the garage?
I would if I had one. I do not have a garage.
Oh.
It is driving the Cherry Springs probably on Thursday and then coming back in a couple days. So I mean, I have no plans other than no. I'm going with a couple of friends of mine. I'm going with Eddie Z, who's in the chat. He's going to be meeting me there. He is going to be my guard dog for the equipment. He's going to tent by our equipment while we go and stay in a hotel room. So I just can't tent. I can't do it. I can't sleep in a tent during the daytime. I can't. So
you're a wimp.
Totally. I'll be a wimp. It's okay. I'm okay with that. But you know what?
Hey, at least you got somebody to watch the show.
I tried tenting once, and I don't care. I know we've spoken about this on the show before. I don't care what the tent maker says and what it says on how it cools down and and how it blocks the light 98% sun. Yo, let me tell you something. It's daylight in the middle of a field. You are not covered with trees. You are in the middle of a field, and any tent that you get is a greenhouse. I don't care. You are gonna be sweating like a pig when you
You
try.
will be.
Oh my god! And there's no way you're gonna get any good sleep. So you know what? I found out. Well, there's a hotel about 10 miles away from Cherry Springs. They got blackout shades, and that's it. I'll go get my bagel when I walk in, my orange juice, and I go to eat it, and I go to bed, and that's it. Feeny, done.
That's it.
But
You
yeah,
got to get
so-
one of those portable trailers, scope trailers there, Dan.
yeah. Well,
That'll
let me
fix
get
that problem.
the observatory in the backyards first. So
Yeah, trailers have got to be running. Those trailers have got to run 25, 30,000 at least.
that's probably about half of what I'm going to be. Well, no, that's probably double what I'll be spending with the observatory. But I mean, it's still going to be like 10, 12 grand for everything. But
Yeah.
yeah.
My
So
God.
you know what I kind of want to talk about a little bit, if we can. I know it's a little bit further in the calendar, but sooner or later, the end of July is going to be hitting us, and I want to know
It's gonna come fast.
what's that?
It's gonna come fast.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess Eric, this primarily goes to you because I don't think Scott's going to be able to make it. I don't think Pete's going to be able to make it.
I won't be able to make it.
But
No.
Eric, are you going to be able to make it on Cherry Springs at the end of July?
Thanks. Robin's been encouraging me to say, she's telling me to go.
All right, so I'm going to count you as a go, and I'm going to start pumping it out every week that we're going.
Okay.
So that weekend, whatever, the 29, 30, whatever, first, whatever that is, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because the 28th, that Thursday, I think, is the new moon. And then Friday's the day after. So that weekend. So
man.
Everybody, you heard it now at 9:21 p.m. It's set. The first official, unofficial, unsanctioned, unrelated to anything legally about AstroWorld's Star Party is going to be happening at Cherry Springs at the last weekend of July of this year, hopefully. And I'll take my sign. I'll get a Sharpie marker because, I'll cross out 21, and it'll write COVID on it, and then we'll do 22. So I'll get my sign and we'll go. So anybody who wants to go, let me know that you're going because, I'd like to coordinate a little bit and hit me up on email if you're interested. And let me know if you're interested because, maybe we could get that hotel place.
I gotta call the hotel.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the hotel tomorrow. So if you want, I'll book 2 rooms. So we'll put it under my name, and you can give me the $80 or whatever it is.
Whatever.
Whatever it is. It's relatively cheap. But if you
got people in the chat that are already saying I'm in.
Oh really?
Mark
I haven't been looking.
John,
Oh yeah.
Eddie.
Hey.
Well, everybody, please. I'm never gonna remember everything in the chat. Just email me. Just email me, and you guys know that you email me. I get back to you very, very quick. So it looks like we got 3 or 4 people again interested. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and it's a non-Star Party weekend, so we're not under any restrictions or anything. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Which is good because
Cap does bring up a good point, but you know what? Cap makes up. He brought up a good point, but you know what? Conrad he made another point as well just before then. Cap was saying $7 a gallon gas. I was like, yeah. And then Conrad just before that says it's just money. Hey, that is true.
We spend more than that in filters, so I mean, come on.
Exactly.
I get the point with the again. Who knows what 2 months is going to be? And the summer is usually where gas hits its high peak, and it may be an issue, but you know what? I haven't been there. I mean, I'm going at the end of next month for the Star Party. Oh no, wait, the end of next month. It's next week. I'm going at in a couple of days to Cherry Springs, and I'm going. You know,
Yeah.
as long as the weather, it gives me 2 full nights, I'm going. If it's one night, I'm staying because I'm not driving 12 hours for 8 hours of imaging. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So that's going to be the thing too. It's going to depend on the weather. You know?
Yeah,
So.
I mean, if it's only one night, guys, I promise everybody, I'm not going to make everybody drive out there for one night. And if you're renting a hotel down there at the Millstream Inn, or there's a couple of bed and breakfasts out there, just if you're going to book anything, make sure you follow up on their cancellation policy. Don't get stuck paying for a hotel for 3 nights that you can't make. I know Millstream Inn gives you a 48-hour cancellation policy, so you could keep it up to 2 days before. So it gives us plenty of time to check the weather. So and that's where I'll be staying if I can get a hotel. So.
Next Quattro. Black Hole members get a $50 gas card to go.
Bob. Be nice, Bob. So all right. So 4th, the last weekend in July.
But now I'm 1,000 miles from there.
What's that?
I said it used to be 2 hours away from me, but now it's 1,000 miles.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
Hey,
it's okay.
Listen, if you want to fly in,
Hey man, if I can do it, Scott, you can do it.
It ain't happening.
All right, so Cherry Springs is set. What else is going on? What else? You know what? What is the airport? You could go the airport. I mean, it's 3 hours
It's
from
in the
Philly.
middle of the Allegheny.
There's no airport over there.
There ain't no airport.
As far as I know, there's no airport over there. It's either Philly or Pittsburgh, and then 3 hours from both. So it's basically right in the middle. So I don't know. If anybody on Long Island wants a carpool that's going, let me know. So, but Pittsburgh, Harrisburg. There you go. Eddie was saying Pittsburgh or Harrisburg. Thank you, Mr. Eddie, my buddy from Pittsburgh. But
nice.
Yeah, so now that we don't have any kind of guests booked, not yet right now, I think it's time, maybe starting next week, to bring back the photo critiques.
Okay.
I think it's time.
Yep.
So if anybody wants their photos critiqued starting, let's say Friday, we could do it Friday.
Do it Friday.
If anybody wants their photos critiqued or anything, feel free to either send us either the fit file, or a fit file will be nice. Or if you want to send us raw files, take a look at it. Anything that can be read in PixInsight, feel free, and we will start doing that Friday night again. We'll do that because there's a lot of people that wanted that. They were talking all about the Discord channel, saying, "Oh, I missed that. I learned a lot from it." So, we will start doing that again now that it's a lull right now. So, how about that? Sound good?
Okay.
Yep.
That was easy.
Yep. And, not for nothing, but if any of you guys come down to Florida, come and visit. I found a Bortle 2 dark sky site right next to the Gulf, about an hour from me.
Nice.
About
an hour from you.
Yep. North.
Scott is now on the most hated list. So we now hate Scott. We hate Scott again. Scott comes back. He's been gone for 2 weeks, and now he's back on the hated list.
It's a gift. I tell you, it's a gift.
There you go. Some people got it, right?
That's right. Bring the hate, baby. Bring it.
Hey, that's awesome. If you're an hour away from Bortle 2, Scott, if we could only get you to drag that telescope out to your front of your house, we'd be
Yeah. I mean, life has been absolutely insane You know,
Oh, yeah.
as I was saying off screen, I just picked up another brokerage. So, you know, it's just been crazy acclimating and getting stuff done. I promise I will get it going and get it out there. It's just been absolutely out of my mind with work.
Hey, life gets in the way sometimes. Trust me, I know. If it's not that, it's the clouds. So, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick. So, Pete, again, you went over to AIC. Why don't you want to talk a little bit about AIC and what you saw there, and anything that kind of knocked you off your rocker and what you actually did and all that?
Well, I tell you, what's really interesting is that, well, first of all, Jeff Dickerman, who actually owns Optech, he flew into Sacramento. So I picked him up and we both drove down to AIC. So literally, we went in once we arrived at the San Jose Convention Center, and we literally set up the booth for Woodland Hills Camera and Telescope. But adjacent to us was Diffraction Limited, Skywatcher was there. Ashley, Precise Parts, Ashley wasn't there, but his daughter was there, which was kind of interesting. And right across from them was New Mexico Skies. There was ASA was there. Chroma Filters was there. I mean, literally, it was a who's who within the imaging world was there. So, from what I understand, the total attendees was only 40 people short of what it was in 2019. So that's a good sign that it kind of rebounded. I think people were thinking that there would be probably at least maybe a 30 or 40% drop off in attendees, but only 40 people didn't show up from what it was in 2019. The one thing that I didn't like is in 2019, they actually had a hard copy of images and speakers and a little bio on the individual speakers. They didn't have hard copies this year. So literally everything was kind of online. So you would literally have to go out and go online and see what was actually being discussed, who was coming in. Just give you an idea about who was actually talking. Bob Denny got the Hubble Award.
Yeah, he got an
Once
award.
again,
Yeah.
he did. He was getting recognized for all his work that he has done in for ASCOM. I mean, seriously, people don't know Bob Denny, but if it wasn't for Bob Denny, we wouldn't be having ASCOM today, let alone when he was on here as a guest. What the wave of
great guy
would be.
Yeah, he was on the show. Yep.
Yep.
Super,
Great guy.
super guy. But everybody really literally kind of gave him an ovation for the effort because he does an image. He literally just does it just because he loves the hobby. But the one thing I did notice was kind of interesting, and I know we were talking about this before the show. I did notice there was a lot more people who actually own remote observatories being able to say, hey, look, you've got choices here. Case in point, we even had people from as far away as Chile. It was OBS Technology who was actually saying that, yes, they will definitely host your rig. You just ship it down, they'll set it up, and you can definitely now start to shoot in the Southern Hemisphere. But literally, we had Craig Stock and his wife, Deborah, who were with Utah Desert Remote. There was New Mexico Skies. There was Dark Sky, New Mexico. There was Sierra Remote Observatory. There was Telescope Live. And I was talking to Christian, and I said, Christian, you definitely need to be visible here in the next show for iTelescope. So it was a very good show. I mean, considering what we went through with COVID, the fact that I think NEAF was canceled this year really made this show quite spectacular, especially for the OEMs. I mean, it was good to see PlaneWave because PlaneWave literally had a CDK 17 on a L500 mount, and they actually had the new Delta Roscope on an L350 mount. And that really brought a lot of people there. A shout out once again to Thomas Bramwell. Thomas and Primalucci were there. I mean, they've got some great products that are coming in. I'm not going to say anything about a new product that they actually did show everybody. It's actually pretty nice.
You can. He put it on. He put it on their Facebook page a couple days ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's public knowledge.
I'm impressed with what it is. And Heinrich even flew out from Holland to actually have a booth there with the Star 8. And he literally did a talk about a new type of processing that he's got in the cloud. But overall, I mean, it was a good show. I mean, it was a great show. I mean, downtown San Jose at night, Friday, Saturday night. They kind of cleaned it up. I mean, you could go literally anywhere now and not really, see a bunch of, riffraff and the homeless. But overall, everybody really enjoyed the show. I mean, it was a very good to get reconnected again after a couple of years. So I would say that if they do it again, which I think they will do it again, I don't know if they're going to have the same personnel kind of managing it and organizing it. They may just say, you know what, we got to get a new group in here. But definitely, it's going to be worth something here in 2024. Especially, what will be really of interest is that celestial event being the total eclipse of 2024. So that will definitely really make it worthwhile to come on out for the ASI show in 2024.
It'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I definitely want to make it in 2 years for the next one. I definitely want to check it out because I've never been there. I got to make it. Somehow I got to get my butt on a plane and take a lot of drugs and alcohol and get on the plane because I don't like flying. So
one of the things that was really interesting was that we had Teledyne cameras out, and Teledyne cameras make, say, pixel size from like 9 micron up to 15 micron. And I mean, though that particular micron size is the perfect image scale for these plane wave scopes, but there was a lot of interest with Mick being the technical sales director for Teledyne. There's a lot of people coming by and really talking, and it was really interesting. I did reach out to Vito at PureTech, and I think PureTech is on right now, right? Yep. I think Vito's on there. And so I was telling Vito, we got to get him out there because I think that with what he has in terms of the observatory trailer, as well as the roll-off roofs, I think, Vito, you really need to have a presence there. So as I said, if you've never been there, and Craig Mayer, you've been there, you can definitely add to this as well. It's a great show. I mean, for what we do in this hobby, you won't be disappointed, and it's worth the investment to come on out. At least you can say you've done it once.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah. So yeah, that's one of the things you and I and Pete were talking about with my house, trying to get a telestation maybe eventually. Once don't jump on me yet, Vito, because I haven't taken the fence down yet. But but I gotta take the fence down first. But I'm looking at a nice telestation so I could take it when I move out of this forbidden place of no astrophotography RGB ever, because it's like I have a flashlight in my telescope. But
yeah, I think I may have actually spoken with Vito or one of his colleagues there at PureTech maybe once or twice over the past couple of years, because I have been interested in the telestation. Yeah, and they're right here in Bartlett, and I'm in Belvedere.
Yep.
So it's not that, about an hour drive, if that. So definitely.
You just said we have discounts available. So
hey, Vito, we got to get you on as a guest. Now that you're going to watch the show, you see how informal it is.
He's been on before. He's been in the chat before. I've seen him.
I know,
no,
but what it is,
I want him on
the show as a guest. So, Vito, now that you're on the show here, there's no backing out. We're going to get you on as a guest.
There you go.
I'd love to, Vito. I'd love to stop by and take a look at everything. So that's awesome.
Maybe you could do a live walkthrough and record it. We can play it on the show.
I would love it.
Hey,
if Vito's okay with it, I'd love to.
Vito, that would be a good idea. I mean, to show that setup that you got right now with your Lunt and the Officina refractor you've got would be a nice setup. People can see exactly what you got with the PureTech 2 and 3 spheres. So definitely think about that. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just take a look and see, because again, for whatever reason, we have another clear Wednesday night over here. So if I bounce in and out again, I'm not doing what I did the last time. But I love Nina. It tells me in my ears what it's doing. so it said slewing to coordinates. So that tells me that the calibration went fine of the guider, and now it just finished slewing and it's going to my target now. So there you go.
I got a question to ask Conrad. Conrad, did you come by and introduce yourself to me? Because I don't recall talking to you, because I wish you did. It would have been a pleasure to meet you and say hello to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He did mention that there were quite a few harmonic drives that were on display as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Rainbow was there, which was really interesting. Rainbow really was kind of introducing now their RST 135 with the E version with the encoders. The E is basically just the encoders in the RA, no encoders on the deck. But it was interesting seeing them. It's as I said, I wish that Tolga is their USA distributor or their master USA distributor. But as I said, Tolga spent a lot of time basically being their English interpreter because, as I said, the guys were trying their best to be able to communicate, but it was just definitely that dialogue and the dialect interchange between English and Korean and having Tolga there, it was kind of fun to be able to just make sure that he was their go-between.
Mm-hmm.
But no, absolutely. 2024, I think, as I said, this is really the premier astro imaging conference show exhibit within our hobby. As I said, it's unfortunate that it is out in San Jose. So the people in the Midwest, the East Coast, yes, you do have to fly in. But believe me, it's truly worth it. If you've never been and you're really into this hobby, it's incredible to just kind of meet people who you've corresponded with online through emails or whatever, meet them in person. A lot of correspondence afterwards and just a lot of socially exchanging of ideas and the guest speakers, phenomenal guest speakers. I have to admit that they really do a great job of having phenomenal guest speakers talking about, imaging, raw data capture, registration, calibration, and more importantly, post-processing techniques.
Wow. And I would, it's every 2 years. So I would love to get the opportunity to come there in 2024, hang out with you, Pete, and maybe the whole crew, we can all just head out that way and make a weekend of it or something, and just have some fun. And even maybe have a live show that one of those days, which would be really cool. I did see there were quite a few, if I'm not mistaken, quite a few YouTubers were on there. I believe Trevor from Astro Backyard. I believe I saw something that he attended, as well as maybe a few other people.
Yeah, he was there, and he literally did a talk as well. It was an amazing talk. I mean, it was really impressive to really talk to him one-on-one. I mean, he had his girlfriend there because the one thing I do know is that his girlfriend kind of what's the word?
His wife now.
It was his wife. That's right.
Yeah, that's his wife.
She had mentioned that you know how people have a tendency to flame and just kind of throw out really bad comments. The one thing that really impressed me about Trevor is that he takes it personally, and he really doesn't want to kind of have that bad publicity. But when people flame him, I mean, I have to admit, he really does take it personally, and he's just a good guy when you meet him in person. I was really impressed just talking to him one-on-one. But he did a great talk, and I mean, I have to admit, it was actually attended by people who were, people that were over 50, over 60. I mean, it was attended by people under 40. I would have to say the demographics, I didn't really see a lot of people that were pretty much maybe under 30 years old. But then again, I'm not really good at, judging age. I kind of have to look at the color of their hair and the lines on their eyes.
Right.
But as I said, I think the demographics that were there in terms of the attendees had to be between, like, say, maybe 28, 25 to maybe 70. It really was a good spread of demographics.
Good. Let me ask you this: what would you say would be probably, in your opinion, maybe the top 2 speakers, or maybe top 3 speakers, if you had an opportunity to listen to what some of these speakers what they presented? Do you have an opinion on who you enjoyed, more, or thought had a really good presentation?
Well, if I had to say something, I'd be brutally honest with you. I mean, Bob Denny, as I said, maybe the younger people don't really know about what ASCOM is. Everybody thinks you just go to this link and bingo, you download it. But the effort that Bob Denny put into ASCOM to make this thing work for the benefit of all of us. He is such an absolute gentleman. I mean, I have the utmost respect, and I enjoy talking to Bob. And thank God he was one of our guests, because, as I said, a lot of people don't understand the effort, the time involved that we do for coding. I mean, literally, he's not an astrophotographer. He literally basically did the backbone of work in ASCOM. And so when he was a guest on the show and he was talking about what he's doing now on basically the next development, which is just the next step from ASCON is Alpaca.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have to say that it was a pleasure to be able to be in the audience with Bob and literally watch and enjoy his presentation, because I tell you why. Bob really relies on a lot of people. One of the people that was responsible for doing the coding was Jeff Dickerman's employee, Dan Van Nuren. Dan is an incredible person to talk to, but he definitely did a lot of work that make Bob become what he is on this particular Alpaca. So one thing about Bob, he definitely made it a point to definitely reach out to everybody that was responsible. So that was something. And the next person, I have to admit, I mean, I've never seen any of his videos, but I was really impressed with the person we were just talking about, the gentleman from Canada.
Trevor Jones.
I mean,
Trevor Jones.
Trevor Jones. I have to admit that he literally is a very, very good speaker. I have to admit that I was never really somebody that's ever watched any of his videos, but I tell you what, I watched the first 10 minutes of his talk, and I admit he really had the audience captivated. He literally had them interested in his discussion. So it's funny, I'm thinking is that this is the one thing about AIC, and I mean, they're always looking for guest speakers. And so over the years that they've had it, people talk about post-processing, data capture, talking about equipment. I've always thought that, what would be so cool? Remember, we were talking about sharing stories from customers that call you in and say, why is it that this? And then they send you the pictures. I would love to do a talk with about maybe 20 minutes of just what not to do and show these images, and people just giggle out of this.
No problem. We can do that.
So I'm thinking maybe in the next couple of years, I might just get a whole database of all these different photographs and start talking about this, just as a kind of, just as an entertainment talk, more so than just an informal talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. That'd be, we learn from what is that? The Beatles. For every mistake, we must surely be learning. So yeah. I mean, that's nothing's more truer than that. And we get better from failing. We don't get better from somebody telling us you're doing a great job when you're not. We get that's what makes us strive to become better at whatever it may be, whether it be astrophotography, work, life, whatever. It doesn't matter. If you think you're doing a good job and people continue to tell you a good job, even though you're doing crap, well, you're just going to continue doing the same old thing, thinking you're doing the same good job. And that's not, that's not what you want. And that's with anything, whether you can put that towards any part of your life. That's a true fact.
And the one thing that they do, and I have to admit this, on the last night, what they do is they shut down the conference hall at 6:00, and they literally put on a full spread of food. I mean, literally, it's an open bar for the first, I think, half hour or so, but the food is absolutely spectacular. And I mean, they literally have the tables up on the second story and the second floor, excuse me. And literally, you can sit at any of the tables and you can kind of meet with literally everybody in this hobby, from attendees to other OEMs, and it's just a very good social event. But it's a terrific. It really is a terrific venue.
Great. Yeah, Conrad was. Yeah, he was just mentioning, that the food was really good on Saturday night there, and they had quite the spread.
Yeah,
absolutely. Greg Meyer says he commented. Russ Croman gave a great talk about AI and how Noise Exterminator and Star Exterminator works. Okay,
there you go.
And we're going to have him on discussing that. So Dan, he's definitely receptive. He'll just email him, and definitely we'll get him on board, because he's definitely excited to come on board.
Yep.
As a guest.
Absolutely. We'll get him on. Awesome. We'll get him on sometime in July. So. But yeah,
Well, I'm
so,
glad you had I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
I definitely want to try. 2024. I definitely want to work towards getting there.
Yeah, we should make
Well,
it a point.
I think we all should try it.
You know what? You know what? If we can get the four, well, I know Pete's going to be there. Pete's going to have other commitments to go there, but how much is a booth?
God, you know what? I'd have to check into that because
Find out how much a
Woodland
booth
Hills.
is. Maybe
Yeah.
we could get a booth. We could pool the money up. We could get a booth, and we could just go to ARCA and have an ask. Even if it's just a table, just a table.
Yeah,
you know-
even if it's just a table and we do a live, maybe a live show right there.
Yeah.
We bring,
See, what's funny-
our laptops and cameras and, and
That's it.
What's funny is that I remember Craig and I were going to go ahead and see if we could kind of maybe have you, Dan, send him the link, and we were going to kind of just walk around.
I know, but you have the link. You do.
I know we had the link. The problem was is that when you guys started was literally when it was like, okay, the conference hall is going to shut down, and then everybody's just kind of
I
got
know.
dinner.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It was we could have done it live, so. Oh well, yeah, we'll get it, but it's a great show. I mean, for anybody that's in this hobby that truly wants to network, really want to learn, listen to guest speakers, it's worth the investment. And as I always say, you buy once, cry once. This is a show that's worth the money spent to come out to, because you believe me, you'll walk away with more information. And the door prizes, oh my God. I'm not going to say what they do is a Sunday night when the conference shuts down. You should see what the door prizes are. If I'm not mistaken, I think the top door prize this time was a Takahashi. I may be mistaken, but I think it was a 106 EVX4.
Wow.
It was donated by Land, Sea, and Sky. I know a couple of years ago, Planewave donated an L350. The gentleman that won it lived over at UAE. And he had to decline because he didn't want to spend the money to ship it over there.
Yeah.
Ship it over.
That's great. Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame. But yeah,
but still, that's something though.
Yeah, that we got a bunch of star parties coming out. So we're gonna have actually we got 5 days before the next newsletter comes out. So if anybody wants to send any beginner, intermediate, or advanced targets, send it to me with a little caption on what it is and all that, so I could get that into the newsletter. And I'll throw that out to the membership as well, and I'll give you a byline on it. I'll say whatever. Say, hey, listen, this might be a good intermediate target. Here's a paragraph about it, and throw it in the newsletter. So.
Hey, just in response to Greg, definitely use Maxim DL. I mean, it still has that kind of a graphical interface like Windows XP, but it's a very, very powerful program.
Yeah, it is.
So definitely don't think that you're not going to use it. You'll be amazed because it's an all-encompassed data capture, aligning, stacking, registration, and you can definitely do post-processing in it as well. So believe me, it's a great program, and it's definitely, once again, something that's offered by Diffraction Limited.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah, I actually owned. I pulled the plug on the Maxim DL Pro 4 when it came out, many years ago, and it was awesome. It's great. It's again, there is a learning curve as with any piece of software. But once you learn, if you are looking to learn a new piece of software and looking like a full that will run anything from your dome to your focuser and your weather station and everything, that will do it for you. Plus, it's a post processor too. So I mean, it's literally like, it's not like you got to do Nina then PixInsight. This is, you got Maximum DL, you got acquisition and post. So and then you still may want to take it into Photoshop to do some curves and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, it's definitely worth it. If you're already comfortable with something else and you're already learning something else, then maybe you hold off on it. But definitely you're going to want to try it eventually, because it's a cool piece of program.
So it's kind of like Prism.
Yeah, basically it's very, 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 very good like Prism. I mean, it was kind of before Prism, But Greg, as I said, maybe reach out to me with an email, and as I said, I'll get you in touch with Colin Haig, who is the sales manager at the Fraction Limited, and maybe just reach out to him and just thank him for the door prize, and then you can start a dialogue with Colin. He's a super guy to work with. He'll definitely give you any assistance that you need on Max and DL. As I said, it's an older program. It has that XP interface, the graphical interface. Remember XP? Windows XP. It doesn't.
We all do.
It doesn't have that modern. Yeah, but it is a great program to use. It's solid. I mean, there's no bugs. It's proven its worth over the years, and it'll be a staple for a long time.
Nice. Yeah, who said Al was on the Masters of Pix Insight workshop last night. I unfortunately, as I said at the beginning of the show, I unfortunately missed it. I actually wanted to go to it because I wanted to know a little bit more about one-shot color processing, which I don't do. So I wanted to know a little bit more, and I wanted to do it. I will go watch it now that it's out, or it will be out in a day or so. But yeah, so what I'm hearing from Ron and Pete and Warren, a lot of people are going to this noise exterminator as opposed to MMT or MLT or TGV denoise or anything like that. There's been such good results with Roger Corman's plugins that it's making other things not less efficient. And if you're good at one of the actions, you may continue to use it and may not want to learn another action. But it's very automated and very easy to use, and it takes very slight adjustments based on your image train. But it seems to be getting really, really good results. So
nice.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie, no, I still haven't gotten the weather station. I'm still trying to decide on what's going to work out.
Get the Atlas, man. Trust me. Get the Atlas. Get the Atlas. Get the Atlas with the lightning strike detector and all the other add-ons all together. I think with everything with the big screen, I think it was like $300. You just get it. You put it on your roof. You could link it to Weather Underground, where you can monitor it anywhere in the world. So it's pretty good. I love it. I love my Atlas. My Atlas is great.
Yeah, because I was looking at that, and I was looking at what was that other one? The Tempest.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. They're good too. I could just talk about what I own. I don't know anything about.
Right?
Yeah. So
I hear you. So yeah, I mean, there's so many things that I would love to get. I just have to prioritize. It's do I get I want to get the observatory, and it's not going to be some it may not be the telestation, or it may not be the next dome or something like that. I might end up getting, like we talked about before, I might end up just getting a shed. So you never know. Just something I can.
Eric, seriously, just call Vito and make a run out there and go see him. You're not that far from him, but just make it a point.
No, I'm not. I'm actually going to, though. I'm definitely going to go to Bartlett, because Bartlett's not that far.
Now, I have a question to ask Scott. Scott, when are we going to see any photos from that beast? I mean, now we're talking about being in June. I mean, right now, man.
I've just been crazy with work. Life has taken over, and I've got. I just picked up another broker, as I said today, and I've just been crazy with work. Literally, I get up very early in the morning, and I mean, you guys can see me yawning. I'm fighting sleep now.
In all fairness, Scott, we saw you yawning before you moved to Florida, so.
I mean, really, I want to see some images from that beast. I really do. I just want to see one image. That's all I'm asking, because I mean, I love what I saw and what I was putting together on that puppy.
There have been a couple of times when I actually had I had plans to go ahead and get it out, and we had rain move in, and it just killed the attempt. But we'll get it out there. No kidding. We will. I'll get it up and running and get it out there.
So what are you saying when I hear that? Is that short term, long term, midterm? I mean, is that 2 months, 5 months?
when he
6
goes on
months?
vacation.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's I can't pin down exactly when I'm going to be able
Stop
to get
putting the
to it.
pressure on the guy, man. He's got work too, man. We all got lives. You know, you got to stop putting pressure on the guy.
I know. I'm busting chops.
Busting
That's
his
all.
chops, man.
Yeah.
He's had a rough 4 months, man. I got to give the guy credit because, you know, I wouldn't even be
Yeah, going for that
standing.
move and everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I'd be
Hey,
asleep.
Scott, you can say up yours anytime. Believe me. No offense.
Nah, takes a whole hell of a lot more than that to offend me. Now, go, chat.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do shameless plug net time right now because we have 42 people watching right now, which is unbelievable. That without having a guest, I think that's probably a record. So I'm going to do shameless plug. Just to share some of the results of AstroWorld with the membership, we had a record fundraising month last month.
Yeah.
For AstroWorld from YouTube came in donations and Patreon and everything over $500 last month.
Wow.
So
thank you, everyone.
$400 from our YouTube members, over $150 from our Patreon members. So thank you to everybody. I mean, this helps get this stuff that we're doing for it. We're trying to make this growth bumps go away by getting people the equipment or the books or the knowledge or whatever it is that you need to make yourself better. And we're not perfect. We don't know everything. And we say it all the time. We don't. We have no idea. We have Pete who excels in the high-end mounts and rigs. We got Eric who excels in the ZWO stuff. We got me. I'm the Prima Luce guy. I'm the guy with the Skywatcher and that wants to try everything. Scott, well, we're just waiting for him to bring out his telescope. No, Scott excels in optics and so
he's got the monster.
Oh my God! And then we got then we got on the payroll. There's no payroll, but we got on the payroll. Simon Lewis over in New Zealand, who's a beta tester for ZWO. We got, even though he's not on the show. What's that?
Tegan.
I'm getting there. We got Tegan, who now works at High Point Scientific, who excels with his Quattro and is an awesome astrophotographer. We got Tyler Bowman, who works over at Explore Scientific and helps out a lot in the background, usually to keep me grounded and sane, just yelling at me every now and then. But then we got missing Jason. Jason, I mean, was one of the guys that actually helped us put all this stuff together and trained me and helped me and try to get this TV station going, so he helped me out. Awesome. I got to give him a crap ton of credit. Jesse, who just joined the show, who is a beginning astrophotographer, but you know what? She's doing well. She's doing very well, and she's on the show on Friday night. So I don't think I missed anybody. I think I got everybody and all that. So did I miss anybody?
Yeah. And it's also really important. The role that everybody plays is important. Jesse's role is also very important. Just because she's new doesn't mean that she doesn't have a vital role. She actually provides a lot of inspiration to people that are new to say, hey, look, I'm new, I'm doing this, and I'm a part of this group.
Yeah.
I was do it.
If it sounded like that I was downplaying her role, that's okay. I thought I might have misinterpreted what I was saying.
No. I was just validating.
Oh, okay.
Her
and you're exactly right, Scott, because you know what? In all fairness, we're all beginners. I mean, we are all beginners. And thank you, John G, for donating $10. Thank you so much. Just saw that come across the screen. Thank you so much. feel free to hit that button, that $sign on the bottom. You can donate $1, $3, $5, but that goes to all of the perks, the shirts, whatever. And go click on the link at our Patreon. Go to Patreon. Go to stop it, Scott.
Money, send money.
I want my $2, but but go to the Patreon account, go to the Discord channel where there is a bunch of information and people on there to help out. If you ever have questions or need, I mean, I've helped people personally just on the side, just sitting down with them and doing a Zoom just to look at some raw data and kind of hang out, whatever. And I love doing that. And if sometimes I'm not able to, I'll be dead honest with you, I am not the answer guy. I could answer some questions, but there are some problems that I may tell you, hey, listen, I'm not really good with ZWO. Here's Eric's info, go talk to him. Or you know what, I don't have a plane wave. You know what, talk to Peter, because he is the plane wave king. Talk to Scott about his 14-inch scope and the MOAG and all that kind of stuff, and the RST 300, the harmonic drive. That's where Scott knows. That's where his little corner of the world is. So we will get the answers.
Yeah,
somehow, some way, we will get the answers. And mostly, to be honest, thank you, Conrad. Appreciate the $5 donation. Thank you so much. But we could get the answers. So instead of scouring the internet for possible wrong information somewhere, we will tell you if we don't have the answer. We're not going to make something up.
Ernie just has a question for you. Dan, how did you get Nina to talk to you?
I'm not telling you. There's a setting in there somewhere. It's under settings general, I think. It says voice instructions or something like that. It was kind of cool. Yeah, so it says slew complete and calibration complete or slewing to targets. It's very, very minimal on what it could do right now. It's still in the beta, so it's definitely it's kind of cool. You can change the accent too. But
Dan, just to kind of pick up on what you were talking about, and I mean, truly, this is a testament to you and to Eric, because I mean, you basically started this, and then you were kind of working with a couple of people. Then Eric came on board, and as I said, it's kind of going through this growth phase. But the interesting thing that really, and Scott, this is a testament to you, because if it wasn't for you when we put your system together, I would have known about this. But you had reached out to me to be able to say, hey, Pete, you might be interested in this. And then when I finally came on, I tell you what, I love coming on here on Wednesdays and Friday nights. It's a great forum, and I love the informal format of it. But there's enough information that really is out there that we give. And literally, we've been where a lot of these new people are getting into. We've been there, and we know exactly what they're getting into. So we can give them our advice to say, look, you don't want to try this because you could go down a rabbit hole. You might want to try this. And as you said, you've given kudos out to everybody, because we all have a good strength in something. Case in point, I don't know a damn thing about ZWO outside of the cameras. And Eric, that's your forte. I call Dan, I go, Dan, I need to get some information on ZWO, because as I said, I don't deal with those kind of cameras. I'm usually dealing on the higher end cameras. So when I get those questions, I got to reach out to you guys. And so it's a blessing to have you guys here as part of the team. And I really want to thank you guys for allowing me to be part of this group, because I really enjoy being part of this. And as I said, it's a testament to you, Dan, as being the hub, and the spokes kind of come to us as a collective group.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what?
You see what I want to know? ZWO has got a $4,000 wide full frame camera. Most people would be out of the range for most people. What I want to know is, what is Pete referring to as high-end cameras?
Oh, he's talking about $12,000 cameras. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, when we're talking about image scale, right, I'm definitely talking about when we start looking at like the Takahashi TOA 130s, 152s, I mean, Tech 140s to God knows 200s and the plane waves. we've got to be looking at, micron pixel size of like 9, 12, 11, 13. Case in point, I'm working on a project for a 1 meter scope. It's interesting. There's a gentleman called Larry Beatty, really a super guy. He's retired business owner. He purchased a plane wave 1 meter scope that is going to be used for him and his friends. And he and I had a relationship that was developed about 3 or 4 years ago. And he reached out to me here a couple of months ago and he said, Pete, I understand you're at Woodland Hills. I'm going to have you work with me on getting the camera. So I said, why don't you do this? Just get a CCD 16803, CCD technology, but just try it. If you like the pixel size, then we know that that's the image scale that we got to go with, and we can definitely look at something in the CMOS technology. But as we were talking about CMOS versus CCD technology, it's 6 of one and half a dozen the other. All CMOS technology is basically rolling shutters, right?
Mm-hmm.
CCD, you have a mechanical shutter.
Yep.
So once again, now with a mechanical shutter, you can take dark frames with the mechanical shutter. Can't do that with a rolling shutter. So these are the little things that, it's sad to see CCD kind of in the rearview mirror, but it's just the way it is. CMOS is going to really it's already going to be mainstream, and it's going to be the technology of choice.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. I got a tweet. Well, I'm sure everybody else got the tweet. It was just sent to me from QHY, and I don't have any of the price points on it, but QHY is coming out with a 12 micron APS-C camera.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
A 12 micron APS-C camera. Yeah. Not sure about the money. I don't know. I haven't seen the price points on it, so don't ask. But I even went on their website. They don't even post it up there yet. But there is a QHY large pixel size CMOS camera coming out very soon. Yeah, somewhere around there, I would think 4,500, something like that. But let me tell you something. That is what many people, including people in this show right now, have been waiting for with these large micron cameras for the longer focal length scopes. And I'm telling you, even though I believe ZWO has a 9 micron, but it's uncooled.
It's uncooled.
Yeah. So it's a really good planetary camera. Fine. But for deep sky photos and long-term astrophotography where you want that cooled, there has been a void with those larger micron cooled cameras in the CMOS in that size chip. So
there is one right now. There is one camera right now that's CMOS technology. It is the Moravian C4 16000. That's a 9 micron by 9 micron. That's the only one right now that I can actually relay to say to people who get these CDK 1417s is that if you're looking for a large pixel size camera, cool CMOS technology, it's the Moravian C4 16000.
And what's the price point on that?
You're probably looking at around about 8,000. They've got the filter wheel, so you can get the internal or the external filter wheel, and you've got the choice of OAG with it. But you're looking definitely because it's a Czechoslovakian made camera. See, in other words, all the sensors are made by just 2 manufacturers.
Yep.
Everybody who makes cameras buys these sensors from these manufacturers. So literally now we're at the mercy of only having 2 chip manufacturers. But the beauty is I think that everybody's been listening to what we're talking about, that, hey, when we get these long vocal length scopes, hey, we got to get larger pixel size cameras.
Yep.
Everybody was kind of getting down to these smaller pixel size, which is great because when you think about it, right, you've got small pixel size, which are great for resolution, but you lose the sensitivity. You go to the larger size pixel size, you gain in sensitivity, but you lose a little bit on the resolution. And so there's got to be a fine line between what size pixel size would meet your requirements.
And that's something that we talk about all the time, going to either astronomy.tools or what was the other one? Telescope? No, not Telescopius. Telescopius is for more framing. It's not for
It's more framing.
Blackwater Skies. Yeah, but for the suitability of the pixel size versus focal length, you need to go to some place like astronomy.tools and see if you're under or over sampling there. And then you can bring it into Blackwater Skies and Telescopius and take a look at the size of the framing.
Yeah, because remember, we talked about this, is that when you decide on a camera, the first thing you got to do is get the appropriate image scale.
Yep.
And then after that, you look at the 5 criteria on making the best choice on the camera. So the next 5 choices, the first choice is you want to get a 14 or a 16 bit. It's got to be cooled. The higher the numerical value is for full well capacity, the higher the numerical value for quantum efficiency, and the lowest numerical value for read noise. That's the 5 criteria then that will decide the choice of that camera after you've made the image scale determination.
Yes.
Yep, for sure. Yep. And what's the bummer is that ZWO, they're bringing out new cameras right now. They are advertising, they're making announcements that they're bringing out new CMOS cameras. The downside is that they're all planetary.
Yeah, none of them are cooled. None of them are cooled.
That's the bummer, you know. Yep. And I've mentioned this several times to please, you know, they've got all these uncooled cameras, which is great, but you can only image so much of the planet. There's only so many planets you can image. But there's hundreds upon hundreds of deep sky objects, you know, and it drives me nuts that it's almost, I'm not saying that they're ignoring deep sky, they're not, but you know, they're putting all their effort right now, it seems, into these planetary cameras instead of really starting to push out more DSO cameras, these cooled cameras. And I think that's what people are really waiting for and looking for.
Well, it was interesting is that at AIC, let's see, what camera manufacturers? Attic was there with QSI. FLI wasn't there. Oh, Diffraction Limited was there. Colin Haig and Doug was there. But, you know, if you remember, you know, maybe this is before you guys got in. Well, Dan, I know you were in the hobby. Eric, I know you weren't, unfortunately. But if you remember back in the 90s, SBIG was the camera of choice to go with.
Yes, it was. That was the Porsche, man.
Camera. That was the Porsche, right? They had that big box camera with the filter wheel. And if you wanted, say, the off-axis guiding, you get it. They had that window for CCD technology because they were, once again, American made. And to go with them was FLI. FLI made a great, great camera. What happened then is that all of a sudden, mass-produced barrel-shaped cameras came in. ZWO, I can remember probably in about mid-2000, the very first ZWO camera came out. And boy, they really kind of took that market. And they've kind of really maintained it now since about 17 years now. QHY was always there, but they didn't have the name recognition. But now they're recognized as being a competitor with ZWO as the 2 best China-made products.
Yeah,
it's funny when people get into this hobby, the young people, they're the ones that kind of really push the development. I mean, the old guard will always get FLI. They'll probably always get SBIG. They'll probably stay with QSI.
Yep.
People will always kind of make that next move. So I think the young people kind of said, hey, look, we're tired of that boxy square camera. We want the barrel-shaped camera because, once again, the barrel-shaped camera, you don't have a lot of weight. You won't have that sag that's going to cause tilt issues. So they really kind of push ZWO to where they are. And case in point, I know QHY. I like the build quality of QHY. ZWO, I mean, I think they've really fixed a lot of their build quality issues, which was having to do with a lot of their fans, that if you push their fans past 90% load, meaning if you pushed it past, like, say, minus 10 degrees, that would put too much loading on that fan. That fan would just quit, and then you had to ship it back to ZWO.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
but I think that competition now is really making these cameras to come out. And I'm wondering, personally, I was wondering, and that was one of the questions I was there at AIC. I want to know which is going to be the next camera that's going to step up and kind of be that next camera that everybody's going to jump on.
Right.
It's just interesting trying to see that.
I'm interested to see on how this QHY camera goes once the price point comes out. Because I think that cooled camera void at that pixel size has been
Yep.
non-existent. I mean,
Yeah.
it's and I think that a lot of people that aren't using the Hyperstar or just using getting a 14-inch with the 0.7, and want to use that focal length.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of missing right now for at
It
least
is.
to Pete's point, there's only one person that makes that type of camera. So and in all fairness, Moravian at 8-10,000, may or may not be in people's price ranges. So I'm wondering what
Yep.
QHY will
But
do.
here's a question, and here's a thought though. When we're talking about these larger larger pixel cameras, a lot of these cameras, and a lot of the sensors are based off of other Sony, are based off of needs of other types of cameras, DSLRs, mirrorless, or medical or what have you. So my thought are they not building a lot of these cameras because the other markets, the other industries aren't necessarily looking at sensors with those types of resolution, those types of pixel sizes? Maybe that's one of the reasons why they are not going that route.
That's definitely a possibility, but I know, and we've spoken about this at length on the show on a number of occasions, saying that they might not be looking for it, but a lot of people that do what we do are. And
Yes,
I think
but
that that's
as
going to
you
be the
said,
start
a very
of.
small.
Oh, sure,
We are a very small sample
of course we are.
of the
Yep.
overall camera market.
Oh yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
and just to relay that, and Dan and Eric, both have great points, because what trickles down, actually, what is kind of focused more in the medical and the biological industry, kind of gets trickled down to us. So we know right now, how do you beat read noise at one electron? I mean, CMOS technology at one electron, read noise, what's the sense? You don't even need to take darks. So what
Yeah.
can they do on these chips? Well, they can improve the quantum efficiency, because right now what quantum efficiency is we're looking at 75%. So can you imagine for a prosumer commercial sensor that's got a quantum efficiency of, say, 90? Wouldn't that be something? And
Yeah,
also the full well capacity. Let's get the
Full
full
well
well capacity, say, from 56,000 up to, say, maybe 92,000 with
yeah.
a prosumer a sensor chip. I
Mhm.
think that's going to be what's coming down the pipe with CMOS technology. It's going to be interesting, and they're going to definitely do that right across the board for a 3.76 micron size, all the way up to a 13 micron size.
That's funny because Tegan just said that in the chat regarding the quantum efficiency, and we were talking about it in the chat. And yeah, having something that could convert at that efficiency would be ridiculous. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are
I mean,
some cameras out there that are 80 plus or even 90, but it's
Yeah, in
not.
the low 90s.
It's an average across the whole chip. So it's
Right.
not.
and it's not a prosumer
It's
sensor,
not
right, for our market. It's
correct.
definitely a scientific or a specialty market.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it would be amazing. I mean, it's as I said, we are really truly entering into this real great realm for camera. I mean, these sensors that,
Mhm.
once again, being prosumer based, could get trickled down to us. So it's going to be interesting to see over the next, probably within 2 years, at the next AIC show. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what that next camera is going to be. Like right now, everybody's kind of gun ho on the 62, the SI 6200, and the QHY 600. I mean, that seems
600,
to
yeah,
be the
full frame.
camera of choice right now as
Yes.
the main staple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Carol just echoed what exactly you were saying, Eric, regarding the amount of and you're right, the amount of chips that are out there, it's not made for astrophotography, it's made for other industries. However, I will tell you this, and Pete will back me up on this probably 110%. Let me tell you, COVID has done a wonder for this hobby.
It has.
It has done a wonder for camera sales, telescope sales, multi 5, 6 figure rigs that have not been seen, at this sales rate in a long time, probably since Hubble. I mean, it's since Halley's Comet. I mean, it's this realization that happens that all of a sudden you're getting photographs and you're doing EAA and you're doing awesome photos with not the learning curve that Pete and I went through dealing with film, you know. Or manual tracking with an eyepiece. I mean, manual guiding with an eyepiece. I mean, come on, but you didn't have to do all that stuff and sitting and getting your butt wet trying to polar align the scope and a Schmidt. I mean, come on, it's so much easier now. I literally polar align my scope in 5 minutes, and I've been in here talking to you guys while my telescope's taking pictures while it's going. I'm sitting here. I got 2 rigs going right now. I got one on M51, another on M81, and they're just going. So I mean, it's amazing how fast the technology has gotten better over the past 20 years, even over the past 10. But it's the realization that you could get things. Everyone thought the stigma of astrophotography. It's like, oh my God, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's so hard. I can't do it. And people are doing it now and getting awesome photos with just a couple nights of practice. And I think it's just awesome. It's been awesome for the hobby, for the lifestyle. And let me tell you, I think that sooner or later, we're still a small percentage of the sensor users, but I think it's becoming a more and more bigger percentage, especially over the past 2 years.
Dan,
and to Cap's point, he was mentioning, the Sony stacked sensor.
Yep.
When that comes down to us, can you imagine that camera? I mean, the it'll be almost the how little the read noise is gonna be on that thing, and
well, it's not even the read noise. It's about the quantum that's that 90% no amp called quantum efficiency.
Exactly, but I'm getting all that. It's just this is gonna be nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gonna be absolutely insane.
And you heard the exclusive right here in January.
The amount of light that you're gonna hit, the amount of light that's gonna be able to get, that you're gonna be able to pull onto those sensors and into those pixels. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, and it's going to be a long time coming until that hits the astrophotography market. I mean, I brought that article to light on the show back in January when I saw it in December. And let me tell you, there's been nothing about that chip since. There's been not a peep about anything, not a peep in the journals, not a peep in anything. Not even Scientific American, nothing is been putting it out, but it's going to be interesting to see, number one, because it's going to hit the DSLR market first. That's where it's good. It'll hit the scientific market probably before that, the digital microscopes and stuff like that. It'll hit that first, and then it'll hit the DSLRs. Then it might, depending on how cost efficient it is to make it into an astrocam. We'll see what happens. I mean, it all comes down to money and how much is that chip going to cost, and how is that going to impact the cost of the camera overall. So,
well, I don't know if the sensor is really any different. I think it's probably the internal workings in the software of the camera that takes the
No,
images.
no, it's the chip. It's a brand new chip design.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually take 2 layers of the chip and stack it on top of each other to get a better quantum efficiency of it. It's really crazy. Read the article. I'll send you the article. It's pretty wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. Yeah.
And I'm getting
You know,
beeps.
Speaking about AIC, the one company that kind of we wish they were there, because I was thinking for them, maybe they were waiting until 2024, because this year it was held in May. Typically, AIC is held in November, but maybe they decided to wait until May of 2024 was Lunt. I would thought Lunt would have been there, because thinking about this big upcoming 2024 total eclipse, I thought for sure that they would have had at least 2 years of good publicity to just kind of get ready for it. But I'm surprised that they just didn't. They weren't an exhibitor. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it was interesting. I'm surprised that ZWO wasn't there. I mean, that kind of was interesting. I know that QHY was there. Pegasus was there. And I tell you, with Pegasus, I took a look at their new harmonic drive mount, and I was very impressed with that mount. And the one that they had was the very first prototype. And so they were telling me that they need just to kind of upgrade the firmware and the software on it to make sure that it isn't operational. But my gut tells me we're still looking at about maybe 90 days out before they'll actually have a production run.
Okay.
But I think that I'm going to try. They said they would send me one to definitely do a write-up on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do them a favor and do a write-up on it. But it was very, very similar to the ZWO. I never really quite saw what the features were, but it's going to be interesting to see how that thing kind of competes with the ZWO market.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's
interesting.
going to be a good question.
Payload.
They are going to compete with one another for sure.
Yep.
They have in that Sharp Star if they make any improvements to that. So.
That's the other thing that was interesting is these harmonic drive down is just everybody's kind of jumping on that bandwagon for the ultimate in portability and once again a harmonic drive mount. So Rainbow definitely is the older guard being there established. Their step now, their new generation is the E version, which is the encoder version. Everybody else doesn't have encoders yet. They're just kind of getting into the game. So it's kind of interesting to see how this all kind of plays out over the next couple of years.
Well, the E has been out for a while. It's the 135E has been out for a while. It's just, it's $5,400.
Yep.
And I think the 300, Pete, it comes stock with the encoders. So,
or it comes stock with encoders, and that's what I said. They're kind of like they're like the godfathers, right, of the harmonic drives, right? I mean, they were really the first, followed by Hoban, but now everybody's kind of getting into it, and so it's kind of interesting to see, how these different versions come up. Because remember, the very first Rainbow mount was just basically just the RST 300 135. Then their second version was the RA encoders. The third version is going to be the RA and DEC encoders, whereas everybody else now is starting to slowly get into it, but they're going to be playing catch up to Rainbow. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out in the next couple of years.
Yeah. And if people are interested in the history of that, I mean, there are videos on the Rainbow company and some of their harmonic drives that they use for industry and for medical research, for medical advancements, their medical robots and their industry robots. I mean, you're talking about harmonic drives that are like this. They're just monsters. They make the RST 300 look like you have to pull the 300 up next to these things so it can nurse. I mean, they're just freaking huge. And I mean, you're talking about, hundreds of thousands of dollars for these things. I mean, they're just crazy.
But as you said, Scott, it's interesting to see how it's kind of come down, it's trickled down to our hobby. Because once again, we don't have a big segment of the market share. I mean, let's be honest, our hobby, as much as we take pride in what we do, and I think that's a kinship that we all have as astrophotographers, but overall, we're just a very, very small market share of that. But it gets trickled down to us over time.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep, Ioptron. Yeah, they are coming out with their own harmonic drive as well.
You're gonna see a slew of them, man. You know.
You are. So do the encoders on harmonic drives resolve the periodic error issues?
You can program them to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the one thing that everybody gets hung up on with the harmonic drives is the periodic error, and it is the highest periodic error from mount to mount design inherently. Now that has to do, and Scott, correct me if I'm wrong because you have it. That has to do with the design of the mount, and there's like this kind of flexing, rotating, oblong kind of gear that goes around the teeth, and it kind of wobbles back and forth, which creates some of the periodic. What's that?
It's called a flex spline.
Flex spline. You're correct. Exactly. Thank you. And if you haven't seen Scott's video on Astro Playground regarding the RST 300, he puts a little. He borrowed a video from, I believe it was from Rainbow. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Rainbow. It was some other company.
It was from Harmonic Drive.
Harmonic Drive.
It was there.
Yeah,
from there.
But it's like a 1 minute video on how it works, and you could see where the error can occur. But to Scott's point, periodic error isn't the end all of a bad tracking mount. It's not. It's got programmable periodic error correction in the mount that you could use, because periodic error is predictable. It's predictable. It's going to happen at the same time, at same rotation of the mount all the time. The good thing about at least the Rainbow software is that it has the correcting software built in where you could not override, but you could correct for the periodic error in the mount. So it's not going to give you an issue.
Teach it.
You train it and you learn where the errors occur, and then your guiding is able to correct them out.
Basically, it's kind of like running PhD2 with predictive PEC. What you're doing is you're training that mount. And as you said, with harmonic drives, the beauty about these mounts is that at any one time, 30% of the gears are engaged. When you have your typical worm and gear, you've got a hell of a lot less than 30%.
5.
So, 5%, if that. I mean, we're talking about the gear and then the worm, and how many of those teeth are actually engaged. So when people talk about backlash, that's the issue that you got. But when you've got 30% of the gears engaged, guess what? You got great torque. You don't have backlash. So that's the beauty about harmonic drive mounts. And you talk about
that's why they're so coveted in medical robots, is for their high precision. Because I mean, you need to have that in medical robots. You've got a doctor that's performing surgery from the other side of the globe using a Magellan robot. That you need to have that precision, otherwise, the patient is going to suffer. That's why they use harmonic drive mounts in those robots.
Yeah. So it's awesome. I sent the link to the video in the chat. Carol asked for the video, so it's there. So take a look at it, and feel free again to hit up if you want to know more about the RST 300. Go check out Scott's video. He does a deep dive on it. So. Let's see. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Every time recently I do a meridian flip, the guiding kind of goes a little wacky. I got to recalibrate, but it's kind of odd. And that seems to be working. That recalibration seemed to work. Good. Yeah. So I'm doing HARGB on M51 while it's high up in the sky. So I'll play around with it. It's interesting because I only did one other RGB program, because I do a lot of narrowband from where I'm at. So the only time I'm not doing one-shot color from Long Island. It's really, really difficult to do. But with the filters, you get a little bit inherent light pollution filtration because you're only letting R, G, or B through. So it does help a little bit. So I'm curious to see how this is going to come out now that I think that filter thing fixed my tilt in the luminance. I took it out and put it back in, and everything seems to be good. So for those of you guys who have been following me and my tilt issues and my curvature issues, it seems that my luminance filter was cross-threaded a little bit. So the curvature was only happening in the luminance. So I took the luminance filter out, I screwed it back in, and everything seems to be good.
Everything's good now.
Okay. Everything's good. Everything's good in the country of Denmark. You know,
that's good.
So
I'm just
so Burnham Wood comes to Dunsinane, right?
Yeah, I'm just hoping at some point I'll be able to do some imaging. You know, it's just
yeah,
crazy.
I just did a meridian flip, so I'm in the middle of doing. Let's see, doing this stuff. I'll continue with this, and there we go. Beautiful, and we're back to the races. Awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
happy Dan last week or the week before. Remember when it was out there and we could hear him kind of swear and curse and
so you know what I was cursing tonight. You guys just didn't hear it. Okay. Every time I leave now, I click off the audio from my Rode wireless mic. So I have learned my lesson. It's just that the cursing is still happening. You're just not able to hear it. And I can't promise you it won't happen again, but I can say that I will try and keep it to a bare minimum. How about that?
Just say Jesus HC. That's all you have to say, Dan.
Yeah.
Jehoshaphat's.
Mm-hmm. Cheese and crackers and cheese.
Well, I could do like the Breakfast Club cut version. Flip you, man. Flip you.
You ever have one of those moments where you realize that you've been watching a kid's movie and they have managed to sneak a swear word into a kid's movie and it's hidden and you don't realize it until many days later? You never had that happen?
Is that Madagascar? That's subliminal. Subliminal, right? Is that subliminal?
This one was it was completely subliminal. Yeah, the movie Madagascar, the DreamWorks movie, when Alex and Lion they're on the beach, right? And Alex starts chasing Marty, the zebra, and Marty's like, "Oh, sugar honey iced tea." I never got that until like I don't know, maybe a month later. All of a sudden, I was driving across the Bay Bridge, and I'm like, "Sugar honey iced tea."
I get it now. The light bulb goes off. It's like, bing.
They snuck it in there. I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
It's for some reason my mic just got really loud. I am all for the Battlestar Galactica the frack word. That's how they got around it.
Yeah,
frack.
That's me too.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a little thing that I put, and I put this together. I got this. So since we got Battlestar Galactica in the house, so I got this little thing. It says, "In this house, we believe in magic. We have epic adventures once upon a time, and in galaxies far, far away, we do wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff while going where no man has gone before, and we know the answer to everything is 42, and that the odds are forever in your favor. We do roll dice and role play, and we aim to misbehave. And we don't care what others think, because in this house, we do geek." And I added at the bottom.
Yeah. So say we all.
So say we all. That's cute.
Well, the one that I want to know is, picture this, right? Every adolescent male has got testosterone, raging hormones. Who framed Roger Rabbit? And I'm looking at Jessica Rabbit. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. How did they get away with that? Somewhere.
Stop. I got to pull in the reins here now. Let's.
Patty cake, patty cake, patty cake. Yes.
I'm gonna start muting people in a second, and it's not me this time. This time it's not me.
Anyway,
And it's not Scott.
I know.
Everybody wants me to spin the wheel. Okay, let me just set the wheel up real quick. Let me just make sure that there is no more late minute entries, and I will set that up real quick. Just give me 2 seconds here.
Yep.
And we're doing the IP for AP yearly. I'm sorry, I keep on saying yearly. The 1 year subscription to IP for AP. So give me 1 second. Let me just get on the actual website here.
That's a nice get.
Yeah, 1 year subscription to IP for. It's a great tutorial site for not only Masters of Fixed Insight but Photoshop as well. Let's see.
Do you have to enter each day?
You do not have to enter each day, although you do have to enter for each
giveaway. Yes.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Oh man. Or what about, or you know what? Or what about the mask?
Oh, fabulous!
That's a good one.
Oh,
that's a good one. Now,
The Mask with Cameron Diaz, and you've got Jim Carrey sitting there,
right? Losing his mind.
Ow!
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, so I apologize about that. I had to switch cameras because my mic died. I checked. Now it's back. I don't know. It's
check.
So now I'm.
And now you're out of focus. And now you're back in.
I gotta stop moving.
You're out.
You changed cameras.
Yeah, I had to switch cameras. So I had to use the mic on my webcam. So that's my backup. But this seems to be working.
At least you have a backup.
Yeah, and I've learned by my mistakes. So so all right. So let me get back to this real quick. IP for AP. And IP for AP users and export users.
Yeah. Speaking of mics, I've been actually considering the that new DJI remote mic setup. It's supposed to be pretty nice.
Okay.
Have you seen those?
Yeah. No, I haven't, but
it's pretty freaking nice. And I think it seamlessly connects with most computers through either Bluetooth or possibly a hard link for USB-C. But yeah.
Is it a headset, Scott, with the mic?
It's no, it's not a headset. It's just a lavalier. It's a clip-on type.
It's a lavalier. Which one was that?
DJI.
Yeah, I got the Rode, the Rode Wireless Go. And,
hey, Carol, if you go to AstroWorldWeb.com, you
right on the front
go to
page.
our website there, and there are links right there. You can do a contact us and sign up for the newsletter as well as for the contest.
No new members.
Nope.
Okay. And let's see. So here we go. So let's slide it over. And here is our Wheel of Fortune, and this is for the IP for AP 1 year subscription to IP for AP. So it's great. Again, like
your mic died, Daniel.
My mic died. It died.
Yeah.
Totally?
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
that's better.
Barely.
All right, I'll move closer so nobody cares if you know. if you see me or not, but you can hear me. You can hear me now?
Yeah, we
Right.
can hear you.
All right, cool. So here we go. You can see the wheel, right? No, that's not changed,
Yep.
right? All right.
Yep,
So
we've got it.
so we got 46
And
people.
man, there are a lot of people on here.
Yeah, 46
Well, I tell you,
people.
man, that pie is getting narrower and narrower all the time. Every time I look at it.
I'm not going to be able to read the names sooner or later. It's going to be pretty bad. But all right, so here we go for the 1 year subscription to IP for AP. Here we go.
Here we go. Drum roll, please.
Andrew Westra, congratulations. You, I think he won something once before too, if I remember right. But congratulations to Andrew. You'll be getting an email from me and Pete Proul from Masters of Pix Insight and IP for AP on how to redeem your 1 year subscription. So congratulations. You get that email probably tomorrow. So thank you so much.
Congratulations.
And thank you to
Congrats,
IP
Andrew.
for AP
Congrats.
and Masters of Pix Insight for giving us that donation. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Where to vote? Okay, so was that the question you just
I think
answered?
I already answered
Yeah,
that
okay,
question
okay.
for Carol. Yeah.
Yeah, so
AstroWorldWeb.com, and right there on the front page, you can just scroll down and you'll see the contest.
and I actually put the website in the link of the YouTube chat. If it's in the description. If you just click more, on the bottom is sign up for giveaways and the web address. Also, our link to our Patreon membership and our Discord channel are also in the link of the video. So yeah, so congratulations, awesome. So well, we're coming up to 11 o'clock anyway. This one went quick. This one went quick. It's nice.
Yeah, it did.
It's nice when you have almost 50 people watching. It's cool. But again, we're gonna have. So we got Cherry Springs coming up in a week, or I'll be there with my drone. I'll do a little something from there, and then we're gonna have the hopefully real unofficial unsanctioned AstroWorld Star Party version 2. Will be late July, the last weekend in July. I already got 3 emails already of people that are interested. So listen, it's not going to get sold out like a Star Party. This is not something. This is just a bunch of people getting together to enjoy their company and hopefully enjoy a dark sky. Maybe we'll have some giveaways or something like that. I don't know. We'll do something. But we'll see what happens as the time gets closer. We got 2 months to figure that out. So should be kind of fun. And go to the website, sign up. For those of you that are new, go to the website and sign up for all the giveaways, the newsletter that comes out every month. Go to our Patreon. Thank you to the people who donated tonight. Thank you so much to everybody that's been there. And get your shirt. You get a nice new little shirt, and whatever perks that I throw in there. So some people got what was that? Yeah, some people got 1 or 2 of these. So hopefully that'll help you. It didn't help me, but I guess we'll run it around, do a final thoughts, and close up shop for tonight and get ready for Friday.
Yeah, for sure.
So go across the top. Go, Eric Scott.
Yeah, no, another great show. Thank you for everybody who donated, your participation, your questions, all of that. Really, really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to check out the website as well as the AstroWorld shop for merchandise and stuff like that. Because don't forget, for every item you spend, there's 10% of that goes, that monthly profit goes towards a random astronomy club anywhere in the world. So, and I think that's a really cool idea that Dan thought of to do that. So don't forget to check that out, check that store out. It's, really handled through Redbubble and everything. Besides that, again, yeah, it's just a really good show. I personally have to say I had a chance yesterday to go to the early access showing of the new Top Gun movie.
Oh, I knew you were going to say it. How was it?
Big.
I loved it.
All
I
right.
absolutely, I'm a Navy vet, and the first original movie, in 1986 is what
Sure.
got me into the Navy. There was a recruiter actually outside of the theater, and I started gathering information. So it was a life-changing movie for me. But no, it was a great movie. It was a lot of fun, and they really did. Val Kilmer, really, they treated him well. I love, I'm sorry for everything he's going through.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that they gave him an opportunity. So I thought it was awesome. So
yeah, I'm
yep.
interested.
Tomorrow it's official. It comes out tomorrow night. If you are into that type of stuff,
I am so into
have fun.
I am so into it. I'm
You're
so
gonna have
excited.
a blast.
But I might have to go to it by myself because my wife is not even the slightest interested in that. So I might have to go by myself. But yeah, so that's I can't believe you got in. I hate you. Whatever.
It was awesome.
So now Eric has finally made it above Scott on the most hated list. So now that's,
hey, every once in a while.
He was always a contender.
Yeah, Mom, on top of the world. No, sorry. I digress. So, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, get your kids outside. Get your kids looking up. Put some binoculars, some 10x50s in your kids' hands, and getting them looking at the stars. Getting them out there. Getting them on YouTube and looking at some of those wonderful videos about our universe and the stuff that's out there. And if you're wondering where to start, show them the stuff about the supermassive black holes. That is an awesome place to start. And just educate your children. In our society today, we definitely need to be spending more and more time with our kids. It is of vital importance. And what better than to fire their imagination at the absolutely amazing creation of our universe. So get out there and teach your kids about that grandeur and send us money. Send us money now.
I was just about to say something nice, Scott, and
hey, I love the hate. Bring it on, baby.
You just ruined the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but that was a very passionate.
It was passionate, no question about it.
Final thought. So I definitely got to applaud you for that. So yeah, I agree with you. But Mr. Pete.
Eric, I have to share this story with you because in 1988, I used to play hockey with a guy that actually flew F-16 at the Top Gun school in Miramar. So in San Diego, there's a Ferrari dealership. And one day we just finished playing hockey. We walk in with our holy blue jeans, our holy shirts. I just want to go in there, just take a look at the cars. So as we're walking in, there's this 25-year-old salesperson. He walks up to us and he's kind of got this real snotty attitude, like, you guys are just here looky-loos. And so he says, well, I know you can't afford any of this stuff, but what is it that I can help you with? And I swear to God, Mike Pagano looks at him and says, son, you couldn't drive in 20 years what I drive every day in a lifetime. But it's true, man. That movie is absolutely phenomenal. So I tell you, the sequel has got to be better than if not equal, probably better than the original. So
I hope it
can't
is.
wait to
I hope it is.
You guys go see it. You'll have a blast. It'll bring back a lot of fun memories too.
I just want to say one thing is I truly want to thank all of our suppliers or all of our vendors that donate to us, because I tell you what, Dan, with what we give away, with what we donate to everybody, with the wheel spin, I tell you what, we couldn't do this without our viewer membership, but more importantly, we couldn't do it without the support of all the people that have donated to us. So
yeah,
I want to send out a thank you to Masters of Pix Insight, to Camera Concepts, to Gary Valdez. All these people are really, truly dedicated to what we do as a cause. And like Scott said, we really truly want to be the best that we can as a collective group to really share this information with everybody. And so to that, I really want to thank everybody. And as I said, it's a treat to be a part of this. And I thank all you guys. I really do. Thank you guys.
No, yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
listen, you know, the more that we grow, the better. The more that people watch, the better. You know, the more people that, you know, realize that hopefully there's, you know, an interest, and that people, whether you're an astrophotographer or not, get something out of this. That's why we do it. We have hit a lot of the speed bumps in the road with astrophotography, and we will continue to bash our head against the wall sometimes because of silly mistakes. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, when you got an addiction, you need to kind of have somebody to talk to. And, you know, and this is an addiction. It's a total addiction. I need more data. I need more data. I need more red. I need more luminance. So it's this whole thing. And then you have a situation like I had where only my luminance was messed up. Everything else was fine. It took 3 weeks of me talking to everybody on the show. What the hell else can I check? And I narrowed it down, and it turned out to be that I just screwed in the filter wrong, and that's all. But it continues to be, a struggle, and that dog looks so happy. But
Yes.
but Pete's right. We can't do any of this without the support of everybody that watches, and of all of our vendors as well, that give us the stuff to give to you. And it's humbling. It's amazing that we get. I think we're up to about $11,000 this year of free giveaways, and it's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Free giveaways. I haven't totaled. I stopped adding it up about like 9,800. I stopped adding it up, and then it just gets me more and more, and eventually we'll get some more vendors once I start getting on the phone, getting on the horn again. Maybe we could get Don, Astro Don, maybe, or Colin Haig of SBig, whatever, anything. I don't care. Maybe we can get William. We can get William Yang.
Hey, you never know.
Send us a red cat or something.
Yeah,
but
something.
whatever. We'll work on that in the second half of this year. So I'll work on getting some more vendors to become sponsors. But again, we're at 11:01. So it's
real quick before we sign
we're
off.
done. Forget it. No.
But this seriously. No. Seriously. Before we sign off, I just want to say a special shout out and God bless these parents, because Scott, you would mention it. Hug your kids. Teach your kids. The things that have happened down in Velvet, Texas and in Buffalo. It's love your kids, hug your kids, take them out, show them the wonders of our universe and of our world and solar system, all that stuff. It's spend time with your kids and just love them. So my heart, and prayers go out to these families in Texas, and we got to stop this, guys. It's all this violence is ridiculous. It's got to stop.
So what did I miss? What is Texas? Did I miss something here?
Oh, wow. School shooting in Texas.
Basically, there was a massive shooting.
Yeah.
As there were 19 fourth graders.
19 fourth graders and 2 teachers
that were murdered.
And 2 teachers.
So basically, what the story is, a gentleman got all dressed up,
18-year-old
gun. He's 18 years old, shot his grandmother, left the house, locked himself into a classroom, and totally killed everybody in it.
Oh my God.
And it turns out that they ended up getting the guy and they
they
shooting
killed
him
him.
on site and killed him. But he was flak jacketed and totally dressed like a warrior. And
So I don't want to bring it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring it down as a drag, but I just
no,
wanted
it
to,
was a good point,
cut
and
on my
I
prayers and
was
everything. Even though
unsure
we,
if I was going to
this
bring
is
it
a
up, but
lighthearted show, and
it
we
is.
talk a lot about, AP, and that's what our main focus is. I just didn't want, us to go out without, something to say, at least for me personally.
No,
This has got to stop.
absolutely, and we should keep the society and the people that because astrophotography is a
definitely.
worldwide. We have people from all over the world watching the show, from people
Yep.
from Tasmania now to the UAE to the UK. I still want to get somebody from Asia. We don't have anybody from Asia, I don't think. But South America. We have people in South America watching now, so it's really, really interesting on what it is. And you know what, United States has a problem with this, and Eric's right. It just needs to stop, and it's not about taking away people's guns.
Nope.
It's not about that.
It's just more about, like I said, hugging your kids.
Yeah.
These were 18-year-olds. These were young people.
Yep.
Love your kids. Let them know that they're valued, that they're loved, because we also have a huge mental health issue when it comes to our children these days. So it's all about that stuff. So no, it's not necessarily about guns and stuff like that. It's about the well-being of our children, because this is what our children are doing. So
Yep. And as a parent, I can tell you, I'm a parent of two, and that one of the most important things you can do is teach your children, about the sanctity of human life, about the reality that we are all precious and rare, and that there is nobody that has your fingerprints. Nobody has your eye color. Nobody has your hair color. Nobody walks like you. Nobody talks like you. You are unique. You are precious. You are wonderful, and we need to instill that idea into our children so that they understand that they are part of a grand scheme. They are part of a grand puzzle. They get to play a part, in that grand play, and that's what it comes down to, is that we need to teach our kids this, because they're being taught, quite frankly, they're being taught to hate. They're being taught to think that they come from nothing, that their life matters nothing, and we need to reverse that, because that's the source of it. That's the source of it. I guarantee you that's the source of it.
We have just entered astropsychology.
No,
it's okay.
It's a hot button issue.
Scott feels very
I know.
we all feel
it
very
is.
strongly about this, and it's a serious issue. I'm not trying to make light of it at all. But it's upsetting. And even when COVID was starting 2 years ago, we would talk about some public issues with that. Me being from New York, it hit us first, and me and Eric were talking about it, like, bless your families, stay safe, do whatever. We ended the show every night like that. So it's important to keep a thumb, the pulse of the community and the pulse of the nation and the pulse of the world. That being, it's very important to do that. So again, to Eric's and Scott's and Pete's and everybody here at AstroWorld, we definitely send our condolences to the families that are going through this, and just and thank you for Eric for bringing it up first, because it was definitely something needed to be said. And thank you, Scott, for your passionate response to that. And you're right. Our kids do need to understand that they're valued. And I think in this digital age where everybody gets their value from TikTok, it doesn't really translate. And it's just important.
Put these down for a while and love your baby.
Get rid of them for dinner or whatever. You have dinner with the family. You put the phones in a drawer. Something.
Find family game night again.
Try family game night. Get Return to Dark Tower and actually take it out of the box.
Go outside.
Go outside,
Outside and
Have a
lay
picnic.
down on a blanket,
Have a
and
picnic.
look up at the heavens.
All right, fellas, it's 10 after 11. Pete,
all right,
would you like to
guys.
say anything
Yeah,
finally?
that's for sure.
Well, I'm
Pete's
ready
good?
to sign out, guys.
All right, I know
Yeah.
you've had a rough week and you're getting tired. We're all
Yeah,
tired.
thanks for everything, Pete. Getting the guests together and everything.
I'm getting tired. I must be getting tired because Scotty's out of focus. My eyes must
Yeah,
be playing tricks on me.
my camera screwed up on me. I don't know why.
Pete, that's a cataracts, I think, Pete. They're rolling in.
Oh, that's the cataracts.
All right, everybody. Everybody, thanks for coming down again. We had like 50 people watching tonight. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us. Come see us Friday night again. Well, don't forget to get your photos in for critiquing for Friday night. So we'll do that Friday night.
Yes.
So drop them in
Critique
the Dropbox.
Friday coming back.
Yeah, drop them in the Dropbox and make sure you put in the title that, okay, this is not for the picture of the week. I'll make a folder in there that says critiquing photos. And you can drop them in there so we don't mix them up and, they're not photos of the week. If they're really bad, I'll know they're not photos of the week, but I don't want to make that judgment. So that being said, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you Friday night. Congratulations to Andrew Westra on winning his 1 year of IP for AP. And again, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Friday night. Have a good night, everybody.
See everybody.
Bye for now.
Have a good night.